Welcome back to Broke Bets for Font versus Vera. What's up, Carson?
What's going on? Another exciting card this week.
It doesn't have all the best lineup, but at least the main event should be exciting.
Yeah, that's the only one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, let's get it started. Alright, for our main event, we have Rob Font versus Marlon Vera. Carson, I know your pitch. Why don't you go ahead and talk about it?
Yeah, I like Marlon Vera. I think he'll be able to get him down to the mat and probably get a submission in round 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on this fight. I mean, I'll sit with you, but at first I thought, Rob Font would probably win, and I think if he does win, it's going to be by decision. I don't think Cheeto's ever been finished before.
And Rob Font, I mean, he went to a decision with Cody Garbrandt. If you can't knock him out, I don't know if you'll be able to knock out Cheeto.
Yeah, and Cody's like the most hittable person out there.
No chin, Garbrandt.
I like Font's jab, and I like his wrestling, but like Aldo just made those look horrible for some reason. Aldo's just so good, but Vera should have, he might get taken down, but he should have better submission grappling, so he should be able to maybe throw up some chokes or something on him.
Yeah, and then you like Cheeto's leg kicks to play a factor in this one as well.
That's a good point, too. I think kicking-wise, Cheeto's going to have the advantage. Boxing-wise, Font might have,
just straight boxing, I think his jab is probably one of the best.
Distance strikes he's going to be better at. And then,
But Cheeto's very big for bantamweight.
He's pretty big. I mean, he makes Frankie Edgar look small in their last fight, but...
And Frankie Edgar fought at light.
Yeah, I know, but he looks tiny for bantamweight somehow. If you just watch the fights, he looks tiny. But, I don't know, I like the fact that Cheeto can't get finished in this. There's going to be way more ways to victory for Cheeto. He can choke him, he could win rounds, and he could get knocked out.
Yeah, and Cheeto being the underdog, I'll take him.
Yeah, there's probably good value there. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think submission? Do you have a round?
Yeah, 3 or 4 submission.
I also think that let's go with 3. I think that Font faded so much in the Aldo fight. I know he was trying to put an output on him and take the pace, but Marlon did not fade that much in his fight versus Aldo, even though it was 3 rounds. But he kind of seems to come into his own.
And Vera won the 3rd round against Aldo.
It was a second. I think I checked on verdict.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Font won a round versus Aldo.
No, he didn't.
So I think also if Rob Font tries to put a heavy wrestling assault on him early, Vera could, be fresher fighter as the fight goes on. So
yeah, I agree.
I'll stand by you with the pick. We'll go sub. Okay, our next fight is at heavyweight with Jake Collier versus Andre Arlovski, and I'm kind of surprised the line is where it is on this fight, but I believe the only reason why it's that is because Andre Arlovski is 43 years old. Otherwise, I think he'd be a big favorite.
Yeah, and I guess Jake is coming off a great submission win against Sherman.
Yeah, I remember that fight, dude. Sherman just turned around, gave his back up, or whatever. It was bad.
Yeah, I like Arlovski in this one, probably by decision.
He'll be the faster fighter.
Decision.
He'll be the faster fighter. He probably can outpoint him. I don't really see a knockout. And Arlovski kind of came into his own for his last couple of UFC fights. He's on a win streak right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know, it just feels right picking him.
And in his loss to Aspinall, he was cracking him in the first round too.
Yeah, he did have some nice shots on him. Do you think you'll ever have a bet behind this one, or is this too close for you to call?
I didn't look at the line, but
I don't think I'll
I don't
bet on
know.
a 43-year-old heavyweight, so
Yeah, probably not.
he's been doing well, but I don't think I'll take that risk.
And if you're into some trends, Jake Collier has won his last fight, lost, won, lost, won, lost, won, lost, won,
Stats.
lost. And he's
Stats.
coming off of a win.
All right, well, I just put our losty decision. You like that?
Yeah, that dates back until 2014. He's been flip-flopping wins and losses.
This is a step up, too. Chase Sherman's not good, and then you go to Arlovsky is a big step up.
Yeah.
All right. In our next matchup, we have Andre Touchy-Feely versus Johann Bruto, and I think this is Feely's fight all day. I got him as a lock.
Yeah, I think most people do. What's the odds on this?
They're kind of absurd. He's minus 270, which I think he would be bigger than that, to be honest.
Yeah, probably a nice parlay addition.
He's me on like two of my parlays, I think.
Yeah. And Feely looked good against Bryce Mitchell.
He looked better than Barbosa ever did.
Well, yeah, for sure.
And like he's a really big welterweight. He has a good get up game. Like Bryce got him down, and he was big enough to like push Bryce around sometimes, stop submissions, and then that Daniel Pineda fight, wasn't that? I gotta check here. He was
No contest.
He beat the shit out of Daniel Pineda in that
Yeah.
fight. I thought.
Yeah, he did.
I don't even remember the eye poke. But man, I watched some Johann Bruto film in just his Contender Series fight, and he just dumps energy. So, and he doesn't really have clean striking. He just throws everything into his punches. I really don't see him knocking out Feely. Feely's fucking veteran. He's super good. He's faced
When
a lot of...
Burrito stepped up into UFC and better competition, he didn't look all that great.
Yeah. And like when I was watching this Contender Series fight, it was round one, and it's just hook, right hook, left hook, right hook, left hook, left hook. I don't think that's not gonna fly with Feely. You're gonna get dropped. I got Feely by KO. You got a round you want?
Round one.
All right, round one. I was thinking two, but maybe he'll slip a punch and just fucking smack him. Our next fight is at lightweight with Jared Flash Gordon versus Grant Dawson. Carson, do you got a pick you can start off by saying?
Yeah, I like Grant Dawson in this one, probably by submission.
Yeah, I think here's a couple ways he could get this one done. He has a lot of submissions on his record. I don't think Gordon's ever been submitted, though, so I probably won't go by submission. And
yeah, he's only been knocked out a few times.
yeah, so I don't think Dawson really has great stand-up, but I think Gordon might have a little bit of the stand-up advantage. But Gordon's got, like... I mean, I support him, but he's got some pillow hands. He doesn't really have knockout power. He wrestles a lot, but he doesn't really get damage with his wrestling. And I think Dawson's going to be the better grappler in this case, so I like Dawson winning at least the first two rounds if this is headed towards a decision. Do you think he has any chance of knocking him out?
Probably not. I mean, there's always a chance, but probably not.
I mean, I'm talking about Dawson, not Gordon.
Yeah, I know.
And I think if Gordon fights, his only way of winning is by decision. So if you like Gordon, he's a decision machine, so take him by decision. Do you want to stay with submission? We can stay with your submission call.
I like submission. He submitted Derek Minner. He's a pretty good wrestler as well.
Yeah, I think also he's going to be the lankier fighter. Jared Gordon is... both of these guys are former featherweights, so... And Gordon's not a very big featherweight or now lightweight, and Dawson should be a little bit bigger of a fighter, so yeah, we can do submission. He should be more rangy. Our next fight we have is Darren Elkins versus Tristan Conley. Elkins is going to be the superior wrestler in this case. I think just edging him barely. Tristan Conley last fought Pat Sabatini over a year ago. Kind of got out-grappled. They're both pretty old. Conley really doesn't have that great of striking. Elkins' striking isn't anything special either. I mean, his last knockout loss was to Cub Swanson, but Cub would looked great in that fight, so can't really trash Elkins for that performance. Do you like Elkins by decision, Carson?
I don't really like this fight at all, but I think it will go to a decision either way.
Yeah, I think Elkins' decision. Conley really doesn't have the best striking, and I think he's just gonna get out grappled. And I mean, if there might be a possible submission in there, but if Pat Sabatini probably couldn't get Conley away, I don't think it's super likely Elkins will either. But I'm bending back the damage. In our next matchup, we have Gerald Meerschaert versus Krzysztof Jocko. Should be a close fight, right?
Yeah, it should be. If someone's going to get finished in this, I think Jocko would.
You think someone's going to get finished?
If someone was going to.
Okay.
But if it goes to a decision, I think Jocko will win.
I was thinking maybe more Meerschaert would be finished, but I don't know. It's like
Meerschaert has 3 submissions in his last 3 victories.
I don't think Jocko's been submitted before, if I'm right. You might have to check that. But
Jocko goes to decision almost every time.
Yeah. He doesn't have great striking.
He was submitted in 2014.
That's a while ago. And I think grappling should be pretty neutral for both dudes. I think Jocko's got a pretty good ground game. Meerschaert's got a decent ground game as well. His wrestling is not the best, but he's got a really good... Once he gets on someone's back, it's usually a game over. Like I've said to you before, like, my view of Meerschaert's kind of tainted due to Hamzat, and, like, we saw him live get choked out by Jack Hermanson, and we also... I watched a fight where he fought that... wasn't Russian dude. His name was Magomed Murdov, and the dude was hitting him so much, and Meerschaert's just he's not fast. He's not fast twitch, and Jocko really doesn't have like great striking either, so it's kind of hard to call exactly how this will go. I'm gonna say Jocko decision. Do you like Meerschaert?
No.
Oh, you like Jocko?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a close fight, but I could see Meerschaert stealing around possibly. I don't know if I see a finish, but oh well.
I don't.
Jocko decision.
But, yeah.
In our next matchup, we have Daniel da Silva versus Francisco Figueiredo. Who do you like?
I like da Silva in this one. Probably by decision.
Yeah, Francisco has he has a good base of mixed martial arts. Like, he can accurately defend himself, but he really doesn't put the gas on anyone. He doesn't string punches together. I think if we're going to pick a grappling advantage, he'll have it, but I don't know if he will take the fight to the ground. In da Silva's last fight, he fought Jeff Molina, and he kind of had a decent fight up until the finish. He was a lot bigger than Jeff Molina, but also a lot of flyweights are. But he should be the younger fighter, a little bit hungrier for this matchup. And Francisco's output just kind of is hard to get behind. And yeah, I agree. I think da Silva decision is probably the way to go.
I like people see Figueiredo's name and automatically pick.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much from him that makes you want to pick him. Like I said, also losing to Malcolm Gordon is not a very good loss in my opinion. Malcolm Gordon's kind of a untechnical flyweight who doesn't really have the best record in the UFC. And for da Silva to only lose to Jeff Molina so far in the UFC, I mean, I think this is his only fight, but that's not a bad loss. So we'll take da Silva decision. In our next matchup, we have Johann Lanese versus Gabe Breen. I like Johann a little bit better in this matchup, but man, it's close. I mean, the odds, I have to agree with, have to be very close. Johann has contender series fight. He's not very technical striker, and he gets kind of wild with how he throws punches, but he's got a lot of power in his hands. Gabe Breen has some UFC experience. He's got okay striking, but I've seen him getting taken down a good amount before, so I think Johann might be able to take this fight to the ground as well. But Gabe likes to move around on the ground. He likes to try to switch positions. But I'm going to stick with the win streak here. I think Johann's gonna want to take this one to the ground. If I were to pick one, I don't know if Gabe Breen's ever been finished before. I'm going to go a decision. If Gabe Breen could survive Daniel Rodriguez by decision, I think he can survive Johann for decision. In our next matchup, we have Mike Breen versus Natan Levy. Carson, who do you like?
Levy in this one. With the ground game, probably a decision would be my guess.
Yeah, I'd stand behind that. I don't think Mike Breen, he kind of had a hard go at the contender series, I believe. He got knocked out by Alexander Hernandez. Yeah, he lost in the contender series over a year ago and didn't get the contract. I don't really remember the fight super well, but I probably have seen him before. I've watched Natan Levy's stuff. He's got okay striking, a pretty decent ground game. He's got kind of bad body language in a fight, though. He looks like he's very tired during the fight, but sometimes he can push through it. But yeah, I can't really deny the favorite here. I think decision sounds pretty safe, too. I've watched some of his smaller fights, and he didn't really do a lot to win in certain moments, so yeah, we'll go with decision. In our next matchup, we have Gina Mazany versus Shayna Young. I'm going to take the girl that looks like she'll cut your tires. I'll take Gina.
Well, this is probably the best fight of the night, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah?
Well, yeah.
I think you just give them all the performance bonuses and the fight of the night awards, like $250K worth.
Yeah, I agree. She beat Johann Wu in 2017, so I think she's really good.
I think Gina's just faced higher level competition more consistently, and Shayna hasn't, and they've both kind of lost to some similar people, but I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
Just take Gina. Should we just say that?
Yeah, by decision, because, they're not powerful enough to knock each other out.
I could agree with that. In our next matchup, we have Tetsuro Tayara versus Carlos Candelario. We probably both like the same guy right here.
Yeah, Tayara, the unbeaten fighter, 10-0, 22 years old.
Yeah, the 22 years old, some people see as a red flag, but I think he seemed pretty experienced for a 22-year-old from what I've seen. He fought in Japan, and he's a really patient fighter, which makes it good to see from a young fighter. He likes to fight at range, hit leg kicks, uses range really well for striking and boxing as well. And he's got a good ground game as well. He can hop on a dude's back, choke him out. Carlos Candelario, he came off his most recent loss in the Contender Series. He went super hard for the first 2 rounds and then gassed himself out for the third. He actually could have gotten the contract, but, didn't pace his fight. I guess he did end up getting the contract in the end, but didn't pace his fight super well. It's hard to go against a favorite like this. I'll probably have a bet behind Tayara.
Yeah, probably. In a parlay.
I like a finish here.
Yeah, so do I.
I think a submission would be pretty plausible. Do you think submission or KO?
Let's go submission. He started his amateur career when he was 16 years old.
We have a
So
lot of
does that.
submissions on this. I think I'm gonna go round 2 submission. I think he's gonna pace the first round. Candelario might even win the first round, but then maybe Tayara hits him with a shot, hops on his back, and poof.
I like that.
In the first fight, this won't end up being the first fight of the night. They'll move them up, but we have Alexander Romanov versus Chase Sherman. King Kong KO, correct?
Knockout or submission. Yeah, I like him getting the finish.
Yeah, Chase Sherman's going to cover up just like he did against Jade Collier, take a bunch of strikes, and one of the two will happen. I think we've already talked about some of this matchup last week. It did get switched off Tanner Bowser, but Chase Sherman's an easier win, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going KO round 1. I think the world could agree with submission or KO round 1.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, these are our picks for fight night. Hope you all can get behind them. Betting video will be out Thursday, probably, right?
Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday.
I need DraftKings or FanDuel to get at least some of those prop bets out, so wait till probably Thursday. Stay tuned to the Instagram. Watch our picks as the week goes on. Get those odds early, especially on Feely, in my opinion. But
Yeah, probably the early parlays those odds will increase as the week goes on.
I would think Tayara and Feely as a 2 that would go in. Those 2 will spike really heavily. So
Yeah, I agree.
stay tuned for those 2 and watch out for our video. Check out the Instagram and anything else.
Nada.
Peace.